want cheer, no jeers. If you're in Zoom, show some love in the chat. Emoji react something. We'll make sure everyone come here. Robert, feel welcome. Don't have to worry about anything. Trust me, we're all here. We're all love to support you no matter what. So don't get it going. If you got any nerves, I'll try my best not to make you more nervous. I'm not gonna try to go a little bit. No, but I got you guys. I got you guys. So before we get going tonight, we got our first online performer. If I can bring it up real quick. William Drawing, aka D-Raw. Let's go ahead and get up for my guy real quick. Let's get some. Woo! I see you, my boy. Hey. I see my guy, we're going to continue on with the second version performance for the night. Coming up, we got the student. Let's go ahead and give it up for the student. right, here we go. Keep it on the show going. We got our third performer of the night. We got Morgan, aka Slow Mo.
Mm, mm, mm. Oh,
Encouragement, some of your reactions that I forget about you off the hook now. From fourth virtual performer, we got a part of the ASAP mob coming through. We got my boy Jordan, aka ASAP Jordan. Let's go ahead and give it up for him.
Hi, my name is Jordan Kim. I'll be performing a piece called The Miseducation of Jordan Kim. Just a little backstory on this. I grew up in a predominantly white suburb of New York with second generation parents, and so my racial identity was constantly questioned and suppressed. Over time, however, I came to appreciate my heritage and began to immerse myself in it more and more. This song describes how I went from a kid who just wanted to fit in to someone who loves what sets him apart. Trying to hide behind the veil of assimilation, continuing on this trend of denunciation. Listen, kid, you gotta remember who came before you. Learn about your culture, your heritage, and you'll get everything you've been through. Keep your head up, learn more about your roots. One day you're gonna thank me for this truth. I know you feel boxed up and beat down, not looking like anyone in your hometown. Trying your best to erase your skin color, your worst nightmare was being labeled other. Been called whitewashing all the slurs in the book, but keep trucking, man, I got a tip for you. Dive into that cultural bit, all that you've overlooked. There's a whole nother world for you to get into. All this time you've been the victim of some miseducation. Get right and rebuild your foundation. All your life felt like part of you was missing, consumed by white culture and quiet discrimination. But you got a whole other side to you that you were just dismissing. You're no regular guy, you'd be spitting this Asian dictation. No more of that blending in, trying to be invisible. Own your own culture and you're going to be invincible.
You guys work out for me, get better and better each and every time. Now we're going to transition from the virtual performances to the first in-person performance. Our first one is the long lost sister of Be Live, Be Vocal. She's going to come to the mic and hold it down for us.
And like a little background is like when you see people, you don't really know anything about them until you actually get to speak to them. And I would have never known this about the girl unless I actually took the time to speak to her. It's called Greyhound Girl.
Use the mic.
Oh,
You good.
bumped into a girl, never got her social. She was traveling a distance, usually stay local. Moved down south with her nephew, basically her son, knows how to be young and have fun. Part of growing up, I guess, and her head spinning got her depressed. But she's gonna find a way like she always does, no matter how she does it. Nephew always has her trust. Because it's too late to go back to her old life, falling between the crack of old time. Looking back at different memories, she continues on her grind, great hound girl in a cold one.
That's the real message, man. You never know who somebody is to talk to. So go on this road time, be nice to each other, ask questions, you know. Be the person you want to depend on, be the person you want to work. So let's go ahead and give it up for one more time. For our next performer, we got the one and only Kid Cat Maniac.
Make some noise, y'all.
My piece is called Paradox. And notice what you want. Poetic justice, put it in a song. All right, Kendrick, here it is. All my shit on the table. Force myself to look inside so I be ready and able. So here it goes. I am a child of the South with a mindset from the North. I am a bastard only child, but my dad's youngest fourth. Born late to a mom who sees love as protection. A journalist, tree hugger, Trumpy contradiction. That's a lot different, racist Democrat at 6. A math professor, logic lover, DIY dick. Giving yin and yang, finding peace in the middle, listen from both, I'm trying to solve a riddle. All right, Kendrick, here it is, all my shit on the table. Force myself to look inside so I be ready and able. Grew up counting pennies, got a job at 14. Now I'm in the forest, a rich kid's dream. I'm just trying to make my way without stepping on your toes. Always pushing forward, learning lessons from my woes. Because all I want to avoid is a life like my stepdad. Man thought he was invincible. Shit had me so mad. So I spoke up, told my piece of my anxiety, fell on deaf ears like a young kid repeatedly. So I let defiance swell up from deep inside of me. The cost of staying silent is never worth your dignity. Now I'm 22 and I get the whole storyline. Took some shitty schemes so I could learn how to feel divine. Turns out I'm a juicer. To look at all the good I've made, I took some rotten lemons and I made fucking lemonade.
Let's go!
And so water my life, giving rocks. Now I know the story how I lived in a paradise. Poetic justice. Now put it in a song. All right.
On to the next artist of the night, we have Pamela. It's Pam E.
Yeah! You got it.
Go to school on the daily, but I spend most of that time confused. Constantly trying to find a part of me that cares. There's so much else going on, though, it doesn't feel fair. School being the only thing I have to worry about is the goal. Realistically speaking, though, that's not how my life rolls. My cultural wealth is considered invaluable. I know my worth, though, so I consider it admirable. I sit at my computer doing hours of homework, knowing I'm going to forget it all later. Sorry to sound like a jerk. My first language, though, I'll never forget that. It connects me to so many people, and that is a fact. These connections I make get me through the day. My first language isn't my only form of cultural wealth, though. I just feel like that's something I have to say. Surviving in academic spaces can make you feel like you're losing control. But my cultural wealth and those I share it with make this marathon all life feel like a show.
Let's go.
For our next performer of the night, for our fourth and first performance, we have Elfrika.
Yeah. You got it. She was too hot.
For my piece, I'm basically talking about my name's Lefteria. It's very different than a lot of names. And my whole life has kind of set me apart. And I was bullied a lot for it as a kid, and now I'm using it to empower others and empower myself.
I see you. Wait.
Okay. I say my name, you say my freedom. My name.
My freedom.
My name.
My freedom.
My name.
My freedom.
The name is Lefteria. You can call me Alfredo. You can go around, bring it down. People make you fun, but my life is just fun. I've come to the realization, my confidence can build a nation. My name has a past, a legacy lasts. Constant rejection leading me in redirection. Always been the underdog, my head filled with fog. Always out of place, my life's a constant race. Taking it day by day, but my mind always gray. Can't be taken serious, my mind stays delirious. Always get called pretty, but do they know that I'm witty?
Let's go.
My name means freedom, historic like a museum. They try to change my sound, but today I hold my ground. Taking my insecurities and turning them to positivity. And speak up for my name, finally ignite that flame. Burning in my soul, dying me. Oh.
You got it.
Burning in my soul, dying me my soul. Yeah, I get it, I'm different. Yeah, I get it, I'm rare. You call me a freak up, because I'm really unique. It is not my intelligence, those opinions, irrelevant.
Yes.
One said it twice, but I'll say it again. Rise against hate, love all. Amen. I say my name, you say my freedom. My name.
My freedom. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Yeah, box it off. Everybody's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. So people say I love it, while others say what's good, just because your lingo's different, don't mean that you're good. Trying to put you onto the racial divide. I got love, and y'all, I'm fine. You should come with each other, very different. Friends for a way, so I don't want the attention. They care my family because I don't want to get rejected. They'll do the same for me because that's what's expected. They don't care because it's a whole different vibe. You say let's go, I say let's slide. Like a whole different script. We'd all be the same if roles was flipped. That's what I'm saying, we should all unite. I don't care what your race is, black or white. One more time.
Let's go, dog.
The song, the
Let's go, mixtape.
Series of letters, thoughts, different things like that from two people, one black male teenager, one white female teenager. I'm writing from the perspective of the black male teenager, going over different things that I've experienced as a black man. And this song was cemented right around the time the George Floyd video came out, so a year ago, right around now. And it was jarring because right before that, the Ahmaud Arbery video came out. It was the first one that I saw, and Breonna Taylor, and then George. And the crazy thing is that I saw myself in every single one of those individuals. And among all the other ones that have happened ever since I could remember, around 2012, when I my heart attack. And I needed a way to figure out how I could say this to my predominantly white friends. And I used this song to do it. And the song is entitled "I Could Have Been." Don't think of this as me preaching when I speak in my mind or pleading for my life. Whichever you decide is on is fine. Because based off of this past week, I'm surprised I can't sleep, as well as I have peaked, turn away inside me. Reminds me that the fact that I'm breathing is a blessing. How timely your message was to me. What's crazy is I wanted you to see that side because of things were different that could have been me.
You got it.
Keep going. You got it.
That could have been me. My picture could have been rolling down your timeline. Bystanders crying nearby when I was dying, asking why did he have to do that? He said he couldn't breathe at least 9 times, and all I did was stand by. I could have been recorded to my last breath, gasping for help, but my voice box is crushed, with the pressure on my neck. Kind of wish that I was dead, because at least I wouldn't have to live knowing that could have been me. My story couldn't quick. I could be sleeping now, half asleep, thinking about things to do. Crazy how rapid shifts occur when a life is under stress, and apparently some officers can get the wrong address of the one that oppresses the trigger too early. Then 8 bullets follow. Then now I'm on the gurney. I've seen too many people going to the hospital, crazy but possible. I tell you that could have been. And this one hurts the most because the 3 of those are running mad. Looking more suspect than ever because I got attached to masks. The one for on the ass to the stash. The reasons a crack I had to trap me, learn to trap me with a pickup truck. Still trying to run by, sacrifice, now I'm stuck. Fighting for my life instead of beating my mile time. Heard the second shot in the video. Jimmy Curl hit me though, I know that could have been. So until next, remember this when you're on the street. Walk is give a jog and run and standing on your feet. Or in your bed late at night when you're trying to sleep. Or when you head to the store getting something to eat. Or when you're walking with the father figure in your life. Or if you ever get stopped by the police, maybe slide. Like in your mind for a second and reckoning goodness is nothing compared to Melody Cat. That could have been.
Obviously, one song, there's complications going on. Good to see you know pretty guilty verdicts, but that's just accountability, right? That's no real justice. Actually, concrete change happen in this country, not just the social case, but don't keep that in mind. But just a little lighter note, we got Sai, aka the notorious Sai, or SKI. I'm not sure which one to go by.
Yeah. Disadvantages of the brown. How in the hell the parents gonna bury their own kids?
Our institution's roots are no mystery. Just take a step back, take a look at the history. When racism was considered normality, existing so casual, a painful reality. Now fast forward to the present, and we're still dealing with these issues. Progress pushes us forward, but discrimination still continues. Aggressions from the toolbox of oppression turn a blind eye to protect the perceptions. Promises made, they say new paths will be paved, but we're still waiting for those bridges to be laid. Listen as our community speaks out, make sure we're heard, so we can ensure these problems are getting the attention they so rightfully deserve. It's time for a call to action, not a call to silently observe. I know the solution won't come so easy, but we can't let things go on this way so freely. We hear the words they speak, the commitments they make. Now it's time to step up and start enacting that change.
I promise you. Also, just look around, look at what's going on, right? There's a lot of social awareness here. There's a lot of awareness about what's going on in the world, what's going on around us, in our community. That's the best thing about this, right? This is the change. You guys are going to be the change. You guys are going to see in the world, right? Being this self-aware, asking these questions, demanding change. That's not just flying by every single day and turning a blind eye to it. So be proud of yourself, give it up for yourself, please clap, snaps, cheers, whatever it may be. Thanks for going on tonight. We got my girl, Allie, that I didn't look.
Oh. You got it. You got it.
So this is just a call about living in a male-dominated world. So this is a Peace for all the women who have ever been doubted before. I am now stronger than the criticism I've been through. Trying to change the world's view. My gender is not something. They are reciprocal, deja vu. I am now stronger than the criticism I've been through. If you're listening, here's a preview. It's time for women to shine the way men do.
Oh.
Yes. Growing up hearing it's a man's world, that was decided for me, not on my own accord. You justify it for speaking out against the ones who bring me down. Yeah, I've lived a good life, and I still have haters all around. Living in a male-dominated world is rough. Had to learn not to run away when the going gets tough. They always look and say, oh, she's going to be a housewife, but aren't I supposed to have bigger plans for my life?
Let's go.
At school, just wanted to get informed. Is that so unusual, so out of the norm? But I've lived a life where I was taught to realize that men are said to be all the more wise. My miseducation had me afraid to answer questions, overlook the stereotypes. Now people are taking my suggestions. I've grown so much from freshman year to now. Overcome the shadow of inferiority. That's my vow. To all the men who have ever doubted me, I'm thriving now. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
And I'm more capable. Deja vu. I am now stronger than the criticism I've been put through. Time to change the world's view. My gender is not something to subject.
I'm feeling. Yeah, I'll speak further. Continuing on the performance, our next one we got Lulia coming up.
Got it. You got it. No section.
My route was spread out there who was never too scared to take a risk, but took it anyway.
Let's go.
My route.
Woo!
My parents used to tell me just be a business major, but this is my life that I'm not willing to leave. I'm passionate, I'm driven, it's what I care about. I don't want to study numbers. My fire will burn out. Sitting with my advisor, never been done before. Really excited to do it, be excited to explore. A world I thought wasn't real, but I made it my own. First wave sustainability grad, let it be known. Taking the initiative never felt so good. Felt like I finally found my purpose, so I knew since childhood. In that tiny office, I never felt so free. Freedom is power, and it's who it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Called my parents, they said, hope you get a job. But my major's not a friend when you see how many lives are robbed. I had finally felt authentic, my work, my heart's desire. Though it may be different, my heart was set on fire. In that tiny office, the world seemed so much brighter. Had to give my authentic self a chance. I've always been a fighter.
Let's go.
Y'all get that a little bit. Give it up for my girl Lulia one more time. Another breakfast club, we got Charlamagne. Crazy.
Hi guys, I'm Charlie. I'm a student. Very sad. But this season I had last 2021. And all of that. Just almost without all the other classes out there. Stick with it. Be kind. Be encouraging. It's part of the work.
Facts.
It's my goal of it. Freshman year came around. To any subject I wasn't bound. But I knew I loved to write, so I had FYS in my sight. Off the bat, the teacher seemed scared, so I knew I had to be wary. Wrote my first essay, thought it was great. My passion and my heart helped me to create. So when I got the grade back, I thought I would have a heart attack. Writing is so subjective. It is supposed to be introspective. Yet his comments were so effective at making me feel out of perspective. Bad, not great at all. I talked to him, but he made me feel small. You're not a strong writer. Maybe choose a different path. But this was my passion, not something like math. His words made me cry for days and days until my second English teacher gave me praise. Don't listen, persevere. You're a great writer. This is very clear. She lifted me up when I was down. Now I'm an English minor and I wear my own crown. Yes. I felt like I was drowning. I felt like my skills weren't enough. This is what I love to do. I didn't realize what I had gotten into. But then I saw the light, somebody to help me fight.
One person, one teacher is all it took to make me feel so small with just one book. But one person, one teacher is all it took to help me understand that I deserve a second look. The power of authority can cause a lot of hurt. When used incorrectly, it can overassert. But when used to lift someone up, it has the ability to fill someone's cup. Be kind, take care. Your words mean something more than you are aware. College put me outside my comfort zone, but now I feel empowered to do things on my own. As I continue to grow, I must remember who I am and where I came from, and always march to the beat of my own drum. Cultivate a character to be proud of, and take that leap of faith toward truth and love. 4 years passed by in the blink of an eye. I will forever be grateful to the university that taught me to fly.
Take consideration with 10 people, but at the same time, believe in yourself, and all your dreams. Whatever you choose to do, what's your passion, all of it, 100%.
So.
For our next person, we got my boy. Mic drop. We got what's up, guys?
What up, what up, what up?
All right, so this one's on the poetics change discussion board. So this one is, can you repeat that, please? So the memories of an inadequate virtual learning experience, they like the sound every student knows to see drizzling down the tree on the university compound. The anxiousness of a normal semester persists through the hot summer and even hotter fall. Not the outside temperature, but the pressure our office faces as we form the most equitable virtual education. One student optimistically drives into campus on the first day. She called me Durga, the one who could take us through the difficulties, primordial cosmic energy. Durga has been assigned the obligation of protecting and preserving the community she entered when a $500 deposit was mailed. How our professors ensured her destiny and got us through the pandemic. They say with confusion, Durji while checking attendance. My office receives a complaint about the situation. Sir, we have a complaint from a student named a freshman. The Americanization of my tongue lacerates the lineage. What use is a name I cannot understand? I sit back in my chair, baffled at the disrespect and arrogance many of my students face while attempting to balance the stress that comes with virtual learning. My concerns turn into interviews with the professors, to which they claim these students' names aren't American enough to pronounce. I think BS. Was getting to know the future leaders of our world, your students, really more difficult than an organic chemistry textbook you memorized word for word. For this university presentation proclaiming our education allows the students to find themselves all alive. My name brings me closer to my bloodline, to myself. Tongues try to prey on me, but Zulite can't break down a God. I came in accordance with the pledge I took to serve each and every student when I became the dean. I discovered the ineffectiveness of 1-hour workshops, lecturing impatient professors how to pronounce their names. You're living in a world that comes with a plan B because plan A never relay a guarantee, and plan C never could say just what it was. That's from Market in Mad City.
Yeah.
I must abandon the traditional plans A and B. I must implement restorative justice. Doing so, I allow Doria and other students in our community to fulfill their birth-given destinies. Their names and voices need to be heard, and our perspectives of the American way must change.
All right.
I like to say that some of those lines were taken from the open mic. Yeah, few lines. Hey, real shake your hands, name. Anyone else think their name too? So don't know how to make access. They're right. Don't just say whatever. Call them their American right. You know, it means something to them. Something to them. So take consideration. For our next person, we got our boy Seago about to come up to the mic, about to go crazy. Look at him. That's the fresh one is on. I see.
Man. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
some background, it's like a conversation I was having with my mom. And then it goes into like a story of stuff to someone I was speaking to.
That's collaboration right there.
All right, so hi, Mom. I met this beautiful girl with long blonde hair, no curls. She wasn't very materialistic, no diamonds, fancy shoes, or pearls. She said she goes to school where she always feels safe. Well, I'm sorry, that's a damn shame because I'm out here in NC where shots are fired at the nearest BP. Mom, I said, excuse me, miss, can I tell you my story? Of how my black skin and predetermined bad attitude shaded me from glory. Of how when I leave the house at night, all my parents do is worry. Of how my brother was beat so bad by the police that his vision got blurry. Or is that too much for our first meeting? The bars that I write have a deeper meaning, so please listen to my story about losing myself. About how my heart was consumed by demonic wealth because where I've hurt before, I've never been hurt more than when I was doubted. I put my chin up and I sprouted into the person I am. Everyone has this image of who you can be, but I couldn't seem to figure it out. So I explored a plan B, no pregnancy. This is cold, no sickness. I don't skate or surf, but I rip it. I have risen. I kick with my feet, I fiddle with beats, my mind runs crazy, quite literally. If you can't handle the heat, messing with the bullshit. Sorry for my language, I just hate people acting foolish. So I'm gonna cap it off with some words that demonstrate my intelligence. Because at the end of the day, I want y'all thinking that my demeanor is elegant, that my flow is excellent, and my talent is heaven sent. Did you know that author Rachel Carson wrote a book called Silent Spring to warn people about our environment in 1962? Happy Earth Day, I just thought I would share that fact with you.
We got that girl sitting the kid about to come up right now, about to go crazy.
Yeah.
The fresh out, man. I see you.
My sight off complete weather cruising in a 6 cab. I'm on terror deep, I can't call it.
Mission statements used to promote intentions that needed to be adjusted, to identify, develop, and appraise policies that promote social justice. However, when actions do not align with the mission, when will they be busted? Awareness and understanding must be brought to the surface and become trusted. Diversity is not enough. We must rise above and learn how to discuss. Inclusion and acceptance is a step in the right direction, but race, equity, and community must be more of a serious intention. The university's mission is to provide education. However, the education on race must lie in its foundation. Students' abilities to discuss is the key to change, but when will the time come to have this arranged? Intercultural immersion is a part of higher education. I want to strive to have better conversation that allows for relation. When this occurs, the university and students will be forever changed. All students and faculty will be forever interchanged.
I guarantee I got a fight. Look at that. I guarantee they always
Getting towards the end of the list. So let's just bring it out. We got my boy K about to come up here. He's about to go crazy. I can tell. See his eyes. See his eyes.
Yeah, bro, good, good. You got it, bro. Don't eat the mic.
When I make mistakes and my knees will bend. I'm trying to get a dollar, you ain't getting this thing. He's been showing man with his brow as a thing. I'm going in deep like full of bottle. I look so good, I can be your model. I'm going to go ahead and try to the haters I had enough. If you stop trusting, I'm super tough. You're swimming on the beat like I'm shy alone.
Let's go.
We got one more for you, like yours truly, be live coming up. We got general attack.
You got it. We family, girl.
So my piece is about probably the most traumatic time of my life, which is also why I'm shaking about it. But I just got inspired at like 3 a.m. earlier this week, and I was really trying to be like more vulnerable with my verses. And I was inspired by the recent statistic that said that 97% of females have experienced some form of sexual harassment in some form. And so I feel like it's like, if you've been through that, it's your responsibility to share that. So yeah, I'm gonna share my story. I'm gonna share with you my story. Don't feel bad for me. I was a little girl who didn't know only the first time somebody said they loved me. And I did up leaving scars that will be with me permanently. Sarah said in your life you'll do things better than dating the boy on the football team. I was the innocent girl that didn't know it at 15. Believing him when he said he loved me, he proceeded to assault me. Sorry. I'm just trying to teach you that you can't trust everyone that meets you. I wish I knew that when I had no experience. Just a girl in high school that felt my worth was defined by boys had to abide by their needs. Just recently they said 97%, that's 97 too high. So let these guys make you feel like you have to abide. You have the right to say what is and isn't too much for your life. You don't want the best at the end of your night.
Thank you for being so horrible with all of us. We all appreciate it. Also, we all have a responsibility to talk. We see what's wrong with things, especially us. Call out your boys. You ever see them do something creepy, something weird? We got the money in our very own Wake Forest finest education department's finest out boy D loud.
The older one, but one relatively relevant to this moment we're in. So just like my mom, not your mom. My mom, who participated in the was just 9 years old. And a lot of what's happening last summer and right now, whether there are children verdicts and all of the things that are going on, there's never been more present connection between the past as it relates to civil rights and Black bodies and Black Lives Matter. And this poem is a ode to her, but an ode to history as well. So, without further ado, just like your mom. Yeah, not y'all. We share the same face, her and I. She was 9, I was but a twinkle in her iris. Her eyes had seen much suffering. Unexplained injustices, all the days of her young life when she decided enough was enough. We share the same skin, the mahogany hue melanin that wouldn't let her in, that we don't serve your kind skin, the brown, y'all gonna have to go around the back skin, back when a hole in the wall eatery would literally be the way to receive your food. That little girl couldn't stomach the instability. I know, because I was there. The butterfly in her belly, the swelling when swallowing her pride became too hard to digest, the scars in her tummy told the story. On a humid Carolina afternoon, she moved to the beat of her own drum, the sun beaming brightly atop her brow, two ponytails and bangs, waving picket signs, demanding a spot at a lunch counter, her seat at the table when company comes. The sun was unforgiving that day. She told me nowadays racism and humility are one and the same, invisible to the naked eye, but you feel it when you walk outside. So they'll tell us, be cool, don't sweat it. Like it is in summer, somewhere, every day of the year. Racism, like the sun, doesn't go away by simply averting your eyes. We share the same ears. Prisons, overcrowded with names and victims, Terrence Pritchard, Philando, Freddie Gray, Sandra Bland, and the Charleston Nine. Their names drop like bodies on my eardrums, strumming the rhythms we march to. Denise McNair, Cynthia Wesley, Carol Robinson, Addie Mae Collins. How do their names sound after all this time? Because she was their age too. And she saw two of their memories boom like Sunday school at 16th Street Baptist in Birmingham. I hear you, mama. The ringing in my ears reminding me why my words matter like black lives. I swear, I've moved this with twin babies nursed by America's bosom. We share the same lips, blowing the kiss of death to Jim Crow, singing freedom songs while doing so from We Shall Overcome. So we're gonna be all right. Screaming all my life I had to fight, but fighting back is what we do. Anti-oppression is our DNA. These double demon strands stand on the twisted fuel of justice, double dutching the status quo, hoping to jump in, but we won't. We won't. We are programmed to revolt. Oh yeah. She had to say the smile too. This gap tooth grin is a reminder that now is the space between history and future. Now is the only space you ever occupy in this universe, and now is the only truth we'll ever see. So tell it unapologetic, because history is genetic. And every day she looked me in the face and said, "Boy, you look just like your mom." I know. Peace and love, y'all. This one was repeat after me. We're gonna bring it home. Repeat after me. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Tune your ears. Tune your ears. So you know what you see. So you know what you see. Understand what you hear. Understand what you hear. Minute by minute. Hour by hour. Hour by hour. We know our story. We know our story. We know our power.
Great night before it's all the way around. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.